peace and love. Gagged greetings. Gagged greetings to everybody. Alright, so this download is going to be about weed, cannabis, marijuana, twin, whatever you call it, on your block, down your way, in your hood, on your set, whatever you call it, that's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to give you reasons and highlights why I quit using it. Alright, this is why I quit using it. It's not like I needed some type of stimuli. I ain't know that until I actually walked away from it. You know what I'm saying? And if you tuned into me before, you've been following me for a while, you know I'm pretty even. I'm pretty even. I don't really go up and down. I'm pretty even. So it ain't really what I needed to help me navigate. But I was under that impression. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go in real quick and I'm gonna go in. We're gonna get to the nuts and bolts of it, you know what I'm saying? But I wanna give you some bars, I wanna blow off some steam so I can land this plane and be, you know what I'm saying, have my feet on the ground while I'm talking to you and articulate myself responsibly, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the room. If you tune in right now, you're some of the most intelligent people out there in the world, you know what I'm saying? And this is pure, this is straight knowledge. I ain't gonna give you nothing that I don't know from personal experience. And then researching it and having the personal experience to compare to the, you know what I'm saying, to compare to, and then be like, damn, that makes perfect sense. I don't know how I didn't realize it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it takes somebody that look like you, it takes somebody that you resonate with to bring something to your attention so you actually realize it. You know what I'm saying? And luckily for me, myself, it was myself. But for you, this could be me. Like, I don't even know. I'm going to just put it out there. I'm going to give you the information, and I hope it adheres to you. I hope it does something for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you some bars real quick just to get this off my mind. Yo, I'm in my bag like a placenta, then entered Earth realm with the momentum. A Hiroshima, Nagasaki, both of them mixed up. I'm deep, heavy, strapped up, just like a Brinks truck. Boy, what? I wouldn't want to be ya. I see you when I see ya. It's God in the flesh, son. Holy Nicaea. Hard to put together like I came from Ikea. And my flow's in the middle, something like diarrhea. I used to play the cut, Cohibo on the step. Now I play the books, got Oyibo in the text. Sleeve monster tracks like a T-Rex. And I used to flip birds, man, give me my respect. Numero uno, papi chulo, rico suave. Hola mami, dame culo, she be like Dabe. Bicho on grande, loco la cabeza. Looking like comida, mami no inglesa. Used to trap hard with the tech on the dresser. Now I trap God and the flow get you blessed up. What? I'm on some other lethal weapon, Danny Glover undercover, smack your baby mother, little brother, sing Sawyer rubber clip, off to the mother shit, popping another disc, hit you with another clip. Woo! Yo! I'm off the top though, huh? Hold on. That was heavy right there. I didn't even expect that right there. I don't know, cause this is what I mean, we don't need that to be creative, although, you know, it'll help you tap in, but just to have a point of reference, you know what I'm saying, to be cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, it's not a crutch. You know what I'm saying? The way we got it is totally, is false. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give it to you. Hold on, let me run that black. Let me run that black real quick. Yo, I say I'm in my bag like a placenta, then entered Earth realm with the momentum. A Hiroshima, Nagasaki, both of them mixed up. Woo! Hold on, time out. I don't know what happened. That was the devil right there. Hold up. Nah. I'm in my bag like a placenta, then entered Earth realm with the momentum. A Hiroshima, Nagasaki, both of them mixed up. I'm deep, heavy, strapped up, just like a Brinks truck. Boy, what? I wouldn't want to be ya. I see you when I see ya. It's God in the flesh, son. Holy Nicaea. Hard to put together like I came from Ikea. And my flow's in the middle, something like diarrhea. I used to play the cut, Cohibo on the step. Now I play the books, got Oyibo on the text. Leave monster tracks like a T-Rex. And I used to flip birds, man, give me my respect. Numero uno, papi chulo, rico suave. Hola mami, dame culo, she be like Dabe. Bicho on grande, loco la cabeza. Looking like comida, mami no inglesa. Used to trap hard with the tech on the dresser. Now I trap God and the flow get you blessed up. What? I'm on some other lethal weapon, Danny Glover undercover, smack your baby mother, little brother, sing Sawyer rubber clip, off to the mother shit, popping another disc, hit you with another clip. Woo! Yo! Yo. Alright, now we got that out the way. Let's go in to this marijuana thing. But those bars was heavy. I say I'm in my bag like a placenta. I'm in my bag like a placenta. The placenta don't come from the mother. The placenta come from the baby. So the baby is in his bag. Alright, I'm going to get back to that later. So we're going to talk about this marijuana thing. Let's get this out the way. A lot of people is still smoking weed. Let me turn this down so I ain't yelling at y'all. A lot of people still smoking weed, and that's cool if you want to smoke weed. Don't let me be the guy to be like, you know what I'm saying, shaking a finger at you like you doing something bad. You know what's good for you. You know what's good for you, and you know what's bad for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't, and this is when, you know, this is when we find conflict in our lives, and we wonder why the hell we did this shit. You're like, damn, why did I do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Regarding anything. Excuse me. But with weed specifically, I'm going to touch on this. If anybody in the room that can relate to me, especially anybody that know me, you know, in my real actual life, that actually walk with me and sit next to me, you know I ain't going to tell you no lies right now. Alright, so I used to smoke a lot of weed. Like, this is not I ain't even, like, exaggerating. I used to smoke a lot of weed, yo. So, like, a lot of the information I'm going to give you is going to come from behind the, you know, behind the counter, because I used to sell weed too, you know what I'm saying? I used to sell a lot of weed. So a lot of this is going to come from behind the counter, you know what I mean? And like one time I bought so much weed, the guy I bought the weed from gave me a whole van. Like he said, listen, just take the van and unload the weed and bring the van back tomorrow or something, you know what I'm saying? Like it was that much weed. Like I'm just letting you know how deep I was in with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my partners I used to re-up with, you know, their re-up was $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot involved in it. And, you know, it was the wave. You know, I let it go. Well, not all of them, but a couple of my homies let it go. But it's still a couple of them into it. But a lot of stuff that I'm going to tell you, I only know because I was on that side of it. You know what I'm saying? Then a lot of the stuff I'm going to share with you, I know because I was also smoking a lot of it. So I got both perspectives, you know what I'm saying? I've been in jail because of it. I used to sell it. I used to smoke a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? I was also like under the weather when I was young. I had asthma real bad. And this is like before like from like age 5 to like 10, because I started smoking weed at 10. So in between like 5 and 10 that I can remember, I used to have asthma attacks like real bad, you know what I'm saying? And when I started smoking weed, that's when I could regulate my asthma attacks. It was some of the craziest stuff. Like I didn't even pay attention until I was going through it. But right when I started to smoke weed, I could regulate my asthma attacks. Like it wouldn't just sneak up on me. So it definitely has some holistic properties to it. You know, I know this from personal experience and from research. And the research is going to be heavy. Like I'm gonna show you some stuff you might have known, you might not have known, but you know, it's definitely something to keep under your hat. For those of you who's smoking, who know people that's smoking, you might know somebody that want to actually quit. You know what I'm saying? You might be the one that want to actually quit, and not just because it's cool. You know, like it's beginning to be so so hacky. Like everybody beating it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like little kids is doing it. You know what I'm saying? Old people doing it, little kids doing it. It's cool in the mainstream now. The government is getting behind it. You know, anytime the government is cool with something, it gotta be something to it. Like the only time, like, why do you think it was so heavily criminalized? Like, why do you think it was so, like real, like intensely guarded? Like it was like it was something that you could not do. Like. The police used to lock people up. Like, they still locking people up for weed. Like, a lot of places. I live in Philly. They will lock you up for some weed. You know what I'm saying? So, what started me to even question why I want to stop or stopping, period, is because it was a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Not only a challenge physically, because I was sort of like, addicted, and addicted is a strong word. I know a lot of weed smokers will be like, I ain't addicted to weed. I ain't addicted to it. Alright, cool, I understand. But look at how many people is in jail right now because they wouldn't stop smoking weed. Look how many people on probation right now because they wouldn't stop smoking weed. Look at how many people right now unemployed because they wouldn't stop smoking weed. So you can go ahead and say whatever you want, but people addicted to eating fast food, to eating sugar, to drinking soda, they can definitely be addicted to smoking some damn weed. You know what I'm saying? And when you try to challenge it with yourself, like when you try to challenge these programs, like it's crazy. Like the programs come from our environments that we raised in, our parents, society, all of these social norms program us. You know what I'm saying? Some people grow up in a household that smoking weed is considered the average thing. Some people grow up in neighborhoods where smoking weed is considered as average, and it's all right, it's cool, it's the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's a program. So I wanted to challenge all of the programs in my life. Because I used to believe I had to eat a dead animal in order to live. I used to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Some people out there still believe that today. Like, it's okay to eat a chicken. It's okay to eat a piece of cow. It's okay to eat a turkey leg or something. Like, that's a program. That's a program. People used to think that, you had to drink cow's milk. Like, that was the thing. Like, they had that periodic table, not periodic table, but that table of nutrition and nutrition pyramid joined in school, and it was dairy on there, it was fish on there, some chicken on there. So it was all this crazy, and you actually believe that was what you needed. So until you start to challenge those programs and you see that shit is not really true, you know what I'm saying? Do you begin to challenge these other programs? So once I broke that program and I was no longer, eating dead animals and looking at that as my only source of nutrition, I began to challenge other programs in my life. And first, right off bat, I just began to research. And it's amazing because you see things such as like water, very essential to life. Water, like, I don't know anything that can live without water, especially we're talking about cells, because cells is based in hydrogen. Hydrogen is, essentially water. So all cells, plant cells, animal cells, that's damn near everything on Earth outside of rocks and dirt. You see what I'm saying? Those all are based in hydrogen. So how can water be bad for you? You can drink too much water and die. Every year, people drink too much water that they die. You can have too much water. So if every year somebody goes too far with just water, and you drank a lot of water before, you sit in the bathtub, you take a shower, you wash your hands, you wash your dishes, you cook with water, you drink with water. So if you can have too much water and die, why is it that nobody has ever had too much marijuana and died? Why is that? Why has nobody ever crossed that line with marijuana, weed, and died? Snoop Dogg is still alive. Wiz Khalifa is chilling. Cheech and Chong, all these motherfuckers, they just chilling, and they smoking a lot of weed. But you can have too much water and die. It's called water toxicity. If you have too much water, you can literally die. People do it every year. Look it up. Just look it up. You can look it up and see it. Every year, people drink too much water and they die. Every year. But every year, nobody has so much weed, too much weed, that they die. So why is that? And I began to research, and it took me a while because, I was in love with my weed. I didn't want to stop smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? And then, I would do like different things with it. I would cook it down, make some oil, mix that with a little marinade, put it on my food, and make little salad dressing, and you know what I'm saying? I would do a lot of stuff with my weed, so I didn't want to leave the weed alone, but I had to investigate this because it was a program. You know what I'm saying? I realized that the people I was around, the environment that I was around, you know what I'm saying? It made it okay. Not just okay, but it made it like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I recognized that was a program because that's what we ran by. We ran by programs. So I wanted to challenge it. You know what I'm saying? So I found some very interesting things. If anybody has actually done this research too, you can follow me. It's something called the endocannabinoid system. And it's crazy because I was watching a program the other day and somebody was talking about my aunt. And the way they were talking about my aunt was very limited. It was very limited. And I'm about to give you a whole nother chapter, another layer, you know what I'm saying, so we can understand how our ancestors, how these ancient societies actually involve their sciences on so many different levels. They can have one illustration that means so many different things. So many different things. And it's really true. Like our brother Meek Mill's got a song. It says levels to this. It's levels to this. It's level. It really is levels to this. You know what I'm saying? And people get initiated in deeper levels. So everything not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're not gonna know something until you outgrow your youth. You gotta outgrow your youth. You gotta show some maturity scholastically. Like you gotta really want the information. You know what I'm saying? You just don't go from the 4th grade to high school. It's 4th, 5th grade. You gotta be able to to upgrade your information. So there's something called the endocannabinoid system. We call it the ECS for short. The endocannabinoid system is a lipid-based neurotransmitter. Oh, you know what? I got my other phone. Let me look it up for you right here so you can see it. The endocannabinoid system. All right, see, and a lot of people not going to tell you about none of this type of stuff right here, yo. Especially if they selling you the weed. Now, if they selling you the weed and they don't know, even more reason to be worried. Look, watch this. The endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system is a biological system composed of endocannabinoids, which are indigenous lipid-based retrograde neurotransmitters that bind to cannabinoid receptors and cannabinoid receptor proteins that are expressed throughout the vertebrate's central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Alright? So, watch this. Let me make this simple and plain. And you read that definition. The definition is crazy. If you're not up on lipid-based neurotransmitters, let me break this down, make this a little bit more simpler for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely possible. So the endocannabinoid system, let me just get a picture, man. Or the ECS for short. This system connects every system in your body. Every system in your body. It connects every system in your body. Your skeletal system, your limbic system, your central nervous system, your immune system, your endocrine system. It connects every system in your body. It's connected to everything. Alright? And it's a lipid-based neurotransmitter. Alright, let me make that simple. And I'm going to relate it to everyday life for you. Okay, lipid-based. This is a fat. This is fat. It stores in your fats. It stores in your fat in your body. This is why if you're on probation and you done smoke some weed, it's gonna take like 30 days for it to get out your system because the fat is difficult to scrub off of your fat. You know what I'm saying? The lipids. It's difficult to scrub off. You see what I'm saying? This is why it have that prolonged effect to where it has to wear off. You know what I'm saying? It's not just over, it gotta wear off because of the lipid. It's a lipid-based neurotransmitter. You see what I'm saying? And also it balances. The endocannabinoid system balances. That's my aunt. My aunt is balanced. Truth, just, reciprocity. My aunt was there before anything was there. The endocannabinoid system was fully functioning in your body before your body even was fully developed. Cannabinoids are things like, they transmit information. Just like I said, it's a lipid-based neurotransmitter. So other things that are cannabinoids in your body are like RNA. You heard of RNA? DNA. You heard of DNA? DNA and RNA are cannabinoids. This is why THC, marijuana, is readily accepted in your body because you already have cannabinoids naturally existing inside of you. They're already there. Scientists know this. They knew this since 1969. Raphael Mechoulam is the first one who figured it out in Israel. That's why Israel is the leader in the world in marijuana research. Israel, those Jewish people. See, and we can get back into that, but I'm gonna stay off on for right now. But in 1969, Raphael Mechoulam isolated THC, delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, and found that that was the active ingredient inside cannabis, inside marijuana, that was giving people these psychotropic responses, that was making people high. Prior to that, nobody knew in Western society what was in the marijuana that was getting people high. Nobody knew. And Raphael Mechoulam also came across the endocannabinoid system. This system that invites these cannabinoids into your body, that invites them in and transports them all through your body. This is why your foot could hurt. Smoke some weed, now your foot don't hurt. Your stomach could hurt. Smoke some weed, now your stomach don't hurt. Your eyeball hurts. Smoke some weed, now your eye don't hurt. Your job get on your nerves. Smoke some weed, forget all about your job. Your woman get on your nerves. Smoke some weed, forget all about the woman. It's because it's connected not only to your physical body that you see, it's also connected to your endocrine system. Your endocrine system. And this is what blew my mind when I saw that it's connected. Do you know what your endocrine system is? Okay, let me show you what your endocrine system is. And a lot of people get stuck in the mysticism with this science, so we don't really, it's levels. Like I said, it's levels. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people stay on the surface level, but we're about to go a little deeper right now, okay? So the endocrine system is this. This is your endocrine system right here. This is your endocrine system. What some people call the chakra system. Your chakras. This is your endocrine system. In ancient Egypt, they called it the Safech Ba-Ra. The Safech Ba-Ra. The 7 souls of Ra. The Sekhem. The life force energy. Now, I'm going to give you the science. Okay? That's why they call it the 7 souls of Ra. Because Ra is the sun. Ra is pure energy. Ra gives energy. The sun gives energy. These energy centers, these Sekhems, this endocrine system are glands. This is a glandular highway that runs up and down your body. These are glands. And these glands secrete hormones. Those hormones give instructions to the rest of the organs in the body to tell them how to run. Like, you're familiar with these right here, your pineal gland, your hypothalamus, your pituitary and hypothalamus, your pineal gland. These give the instructions to the rest of the glands. When you perceive something, your perception, your serotonin, your melatonin, being awake and being asleep, your pituitary and your hypothalamus, these spit out the polypeptides that go. All right, look, let me not go too far, because now we're going to get all deep scientific. I ain't want to go there with you real quick. I just want to give you, I'm going to just jab. I'm going to go in and out. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't going to go too far. So, if the Western world, Western medicine, right, found out about this in 1969, what did our ancient ancestors say about this? Especially when we see that they knew about the Safek Ba-Ra, the 7 souls of Ra, and they knew to call it Ra. But you know it's not a glowing energy bulb inside of you in the line with blue and purple. You know that's not theirs. They didn't cut the body open, perform surgery. They do this all the time. People get shot. You never see a glowing ball of energy inside somebody. They called it Ra because Ra gives life. Ra gives energy. These centers in your body are the endocrine system, which are glands. Glands give hormones. Hormones. So this is very important because the endocannabinoid system, this lipid-based neurotransmit system, right, maintains homeostasis. Homeostasis is balance. Balance is ma'at. Ma'at, oh my God. Ma'at was there before anything was there. There's ma'at. Even at the end, the last thing that you see is ma'at. And ma'at weighs your heart against a feather on the scale. All of this is cold. It's cold. It's cold. But see, we got to open this eye so we can actually see the code. But half of us, excuse me, we don't want to challenge these programs. We think everything is fine. We think everything is fine. Well, if everything is so fine, right? If everything is so fine, why do we see the people who was not cool with this now being cool with this? Just like how we worry about what's legal or not. And legal means right, right? We tend to equate legal with right. But slavery used to be legal. So you mean to tell me that slavery was right then, but it ain't right now? So how can this legal term be a finite thing for right? So just because they're making it legal now, does that make it right? They also control it and grow it in the laboratory now. Does that make it right? Hell no. So look, they got till 1969 to figure it out. Our ancient African ancestors been figured it out. They found marijuana in ancient Egypt. Yes, in ancient Egypt. They used to grow the crop and use it to make sheets, rope, sails. They used to use it to make carpets. Matter of fact, in King Tut's, Tut Akhenaten, in his tomb, they found several hemp carpets. They used the actual fiber from the plant to make rope, carpets, clothing, paper, all of that. Thousands of years ago. Thousands and thousands of years ago. We can go back 20,000 years, they was using this in ancient Egypt. So, why is it we never saw a picture or a statue or illustration of a pharaoh smoking? And they were the healthiest people in history. Why do we never find a picture of them smoking? Because they knew about these herbs much longer and much better than anybody. And they wrote about it. Yes. Like, if they knew about it, why didn't they write about it? They did write about it. This is why they don't let us study history correctly. This is why we get history spoon-fed to us. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. You know what I mean? So, they wrote about it in something called the Ebers Papyrus. The Ebers Papyrus. Oh, matter of fact, I made an illustration. Look, I made a handmade illustration for you about the Ebers Papyrus. Check this out. This is the Ebers Papyrus. And look, I took my time with that Medu Neter for you. That thing is heavy. And here you see Anpu walking the Sa'u, what some call the mummy, but it's the Sa'u, the sarcophagus of the Sa'u, and they're greeting it with herbs. Kemetic Medical Herbal Papyrus. And it was established in 1550 BCE. It's the oldest medical document on earth. What? So, let me show you some other literature on that Ebers Papyrus. So the Ebers Papyrus, right? Here we go. Now look, just so you know I ain't off. The Ebers Papyrus, also known as Papyrus Ebers, is an ancient Egyptian medical papyrus of herbal knowledge dating back to circa 1550 BC, among the oldest and most important medical papyri of ancient Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Now, in the Ebers Papyrus, and what's crazy is 1550 BCE, that's when there was Pharaoh Hatshepsut. Do you know about Hatshepsut? There we go. This was during her reign. This was a female pharaoh. See, when you hear pharaoh most of the time, you want to think of a man. No, there were female pharaohs. Hatshepsut is one of them. See what I'm saying? The 18th dynasty. So that's when the Ebers Papyrus came out. You see? This is why women are so women are so much smarter, more smarter than men. Like, I say this all the time. And a lot of women don't even realize how magnificent they are. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, everything, but fellas, we know everything we do is for a woman. Everything we do. And even with marijuana, in the Ebers Papers, when they mention marijuana, they mention marijuana by the name sachet. Sachet. You would actually have to go into the papers, the Ebers Papers, to see this. But this is the goddess Sachet. Let me show you. And when they mention marijuana in the Ebers Papers, they mention marijuana by the name Sachet. Sachet, in Egyptian religion, the goddess of writing and measurement, and the ruler of books. She was the consort of Jehuti, Thoth, or Thought. See that? And both were divine scribes. She was portrayed as a female wearing a headband with horns and a star. Listen, watch this. See, that's in religious text. Look, tell me there's not a weed leaf on top of Sachet's head. Tell me, listen, there's seven leaves on it. Tell me there's not a weed leaf. Stop playing. Let me show you the one in stone so you know this is not just how they drew it. Look, this is the one in stone. Tell me there's not a weed leaf on her head. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They deified marijuana. They deified nature, period. Period. But why did you never ever see an image like this of a pharaoh smoking? They're some of the healthiest people ever to be on the planet. You can go and dig one of those mummies up right now. They got all their skin still on them. Their teeth, no cavities, no arthritis, no signs of cancer, none of that. They healthier dead than a lot of people is healthy walking, living right now. You see what I'm saying? They deify this. This is not something that's made to be put into a laboratory and have the levels of the THC and the CBD manipulated. This is throwing off the ma'at. This is throwing off the balance. It is made perfect and divine. We not supposed to be taking this. All right, so let me break this down some more for you, because it's more. Yes, there's more. Yes, there's more. This is not just some feel good stuff right here. I'm gonna go deeper for you. All right. Now, just like we talked about the endocannabinoid system and it being a lipid-based neurotransmitter, it transmits information. It transmits the CBD. The THC goes straight up here, but then the CBD, the holistic properties, goes to wherever in the body it's needed to. You know what I'm saying? That's what the endocannabinoid system does. It transports this medicine. So they want to use it because it can be readily accepted by the body, right? And it won't give you an overdose, right? And it can transmit information to your central nervous system, your immune system, and your endocrine system. Your mind, your body, and how you fucking feel. Your endocrine system is your hormones. This is your hormones. This is how you feel. This is how you behave. Your endocrine system, the seven souls of Ra, the Safetch Ba Ra, the Sekhem. The Sekhem. This is how you, like everybody talk about chakras and aligning your chakras. But if you talking about aligning your chakras and you smoking weed, how the hell do I know that you know what you're even talking about? You don't. You have a shallow level of interpretation of this science. You're really not deep enough. And the only reason I know is because I have personal experience and I did some actual research and I tested it. Like you got your own life to live. You can test these limits, test these programs. You see what I'm saying? All right, so it get deeper than that. Oh no, it get deeper than that. We still ain't go all the way. I'm gonna give you right now like what scared the hell out of me to make me really, really, really leave it alone. Leave it alone. Listen to me. And there's other things that you can substitute if you feel like you need that stimulus. But I will say it's not that. See, for me to say, you know, marijuana is bad, it's like for me to say, you know, kale is bad, or for me to say, you know what I'm saying, like roses is bad. Like it's a plant. It's a plant. It's a plant. The issue is it's been so adulterated. It's been so oh my goodness. It's been so pimped out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not safe. You know, and for people using it to self-medicate, you know, like, you know, somebody mentioned lupus, and you know, I could understand getting that immediate relief. You know what I'm saying? Because I had asthma, and it helped me with my asthma. It helped me to regulate my asthma. So I wasn't about to quit it when I was damn near going to the hospital all the time with asthma attacks, taking my nebulizers and my inhalers and all of that, and going from that to not even having one at all. You know what I'm saying? In my last asthma attack, I was a grown man. I was like 25. You know what I'm saying? I had a full-blown asthma attack. I couldn't breathe. I almost died. You see what I'm saying? That's the last time I had it. And, you know, it really, it takes some deeper research. Like, you know, you can get into a teacher who I love to recommend, who has a lot of literature, especially on things like lupus and diseases of the blood. Lupus is a blood disease, if I'm not correct. It's almost like sickle cell. It's like the stop before you get there. And that's Dr. Laela Africa. He has books on African holistic health. Is the book. I have the copy, but I don't have it with me right now. But it's a definite good source of information for that specifically. But okay, let me give you some behind the scenes. So, being as though I used to buy a lot of weed, because I used to sell a lot of weed, I used to know, like, people with a lot of weed, like, you know, one of the growers, you know what I'm saying? One of the growers put me onto some game. So what happens is, when these dudes is growing this weed, like, say it's a grow farm, it's a grow farm. This person is growing weed, all right? Now, they grow this weed, and their first customer that they want to sell to is the dispensary, because they can sell it to the dispensary. They ain't got to worry about no cops coming to lock them up. And, you know, for the most part, they get top dollar, get straight off the bat what they asked for. So they want to sell it to the dispensary. Only problem is the dispensary is going to test the THC levels, right? They're going to also put it under a microscope. They want to test it for mold. They want to make sure it doesn't have any weed mites or some lace wigs on it. Now, you might be like, my brother, what the hell is a weed mite and what is a lace wig? You know, and you might know that the weed has mold in it too. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it doesn't dry right. And when it doesn't dry right, it molds. It's mold in the weed. You don't, and this will trigger things like asthma and bronchitis and, you know, exacerbate whatever problem you're already working with. But if the person that you're buying it from, all right, let me finish. So, if they take it to the dispensary and the dispensary look at it under a microscope and it got some weed mites in it or some lacewing beetles in it or some mold in it, the dispensary say, we don't want this, take it out of here. Like, because, you know, this shit could get loose in our lab. Get it out of here. You know what I'm saying? And when they do that, they give it back to this farmer. So you think this farmer, this grower, is going to take the weed and throw it away? You think they're going to spend the last 4 months growing this product, and then because it's not acceptable, they're going to take it and throw it in the trash? Hell no, they don't throw it in the trash. They take it to the hood, and they sell it to regular people who look just like me and you. Because they know that those people not going to put it under a microscope. They're not going to check the THC levels. You know, you done bought a bad bag of weed before. You bought it and smoked it. It was terrible. It wasn't what they sold you for. It was. It looked good. It smelled good. But that don't mean it's good. See, when we in the hood, we in these communities, and we buy weed from people, we buy weed from on the street, they're going to open it, they're going to smell it, they're going to look at it, and it's good to them. They might even smoke one, and that's good for them. That's good. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to the dispensaries, this is why they do this. They put it under a microscope. They look at it. Make sure there ain't none of this on it. Let me show you what a lace wig beetle look like. Because you might not ever seen this before. You seen it before, you didn't know you saw it before. And you might be like, yeah, I'm a vegan. Right. Okay. But let me show you real quick. And like I said, I only know this because I was behind the counter. You know what I mean? I used to sell a lot of weed. It's the only reason why I know this specifically. You know what I'm saying? So look, let me show you a lace wig beetle. This would be on the weed you be smoking. Look. And you would never know. Yeah, that's a bug. It's called the lace wig beetle. And it look just like a little piece of weed. Hold up. Look. Look just like a little piece of chronic. You'd have rolled that up and smoked that. Look at that. Lace wig. And if you buying your weed in the hood, more than likely, the person you bought it from ain't gonna microscope that, John. You probably smoked a couple of these bad boys right here. Especially you smoke a lot of weed. I used to smoke a lot of weed. So I know I done chiefed a couple of these Jones right here. At least an ounce worth. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is now when the government steps in, the government, that's why you use a grinder. Okay. You just grind it up and smoke it. Okay, I understand. So when the government steps in and they form these alliances with these dispensaries, they encourage these growers to spray the marijuana with a pesticide. And that's to keep these bugs off of it. You know what I'm saying? They spray it with a pesticide to keep these insects off of it. You know what I'm saying? To protect the crop. Just like they do any other crop. You know what I'm saying? And for example, if you go to the produce store, you buy a bag of grapes. Let's just say a bag of grapes. You buy this bag of grapes, you pay your money, you bring them home. Before you eat these grapes, what do you do to it? You rinse it off. You rinse them off, right? You rinse the grapes off. You rinse the produce off. You rinse the apple off. You rinse that stuff off before you eat it because you want to rinse off any pesticides that's on it. You want to rinse off any chemicals that they might have sprayed to keep the bugs off it, right? You rinse it off, right? You think they rinse the weed off before they sell it? Can you rinse weed off? No, you can't rinse no weed off. No. So what's happening is now you're smoking this chemical. Now you're smoking this chemical. And because it's attached to a plant that has cannabinoids, THC and CBD, those chemicals bind to the THC molecule. Then when you burn it and smoke it, it turns it into a neurotoxin, to a gas. You smoke that and that goes to your endocannabinoid system. And your endocannabinoid system will usher in anything attached to the THC because the THC is a cannabinoid. It will usher in anything attached to the CBD because the CBD is a cannabinoid. So you smoking this, you allowing this to interact with your body is giving whoever made those chemicals, whoever put that on that, you're giving them access to your mind, body, and your soul. How you think, how you act, and how you feel. You wonder why people who, like, you ever listen to some music like some Young Thug? I remember I used to listen to Young Thug, Rich Gang, and all that. If I wasn't high, I didn't know what these niggas were saying. If I wasn't smoking the weed, I didn't know what they were saying. You listen to Migos? If I wasn't high, I didn't know what these dudes were saying. But soon as I got high, yo, listen. We need to pay attention to what's going on and actually give a little bit more thought of what we allow into our bodies. That's the bottom line. And some of the chemicals that they spray on it, oh my God. Some of the chemicals is paraquat, Eagle 20. You ever heard of Eagle 20 or paraquat? Look it up. Trust me, it's nothing nice. It's nothing nice. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that cannabinoids are already readily available in our bodies, do we need an outside source of marijuana? No. Furthermore, if we were to indulge in some marijuana, we should be getting natural, organic marijuana. I done heard people ask for some crazy stuff. Oh, give me some sour diesel. Give me some Gorilla Glue. Or give me some White Rhino. I ain't never heard nobody ask for some organic marijuana. Never. Never in all of the Bob Marley, I ain't never hear somebody ask for some organic marijuana. Ever. You know somebody got some organic marijuana, let me know. We need to have the original, the sachet. We need to have the goddess. Even in India, you know, this is why in ancient Egypt they called this sachet, right? In India, watch this. And I bet you ain't know about this. Watch this. Oh, man. Here we go, right here. The Hindu god, the Hindu goddess, Kali. Kali Ma. Watch. She's associated with marijuana too. Watch this. Here we go. The knowledge to the development of the great mother. Kali Ma. Kali Ma. You've seen Kali before. The most ancient goddess still worshipped in the world today is the Indian Kali Ma, the mother of life and death. Her worship stretches back into prehistory and is believed to predate that of her more well-known consort, Shiva. The longest continually worshipped god on earth, both Shiva and Kali, are strongly associated with marijuana. That's right. Kali is generally depicted with a girdle of human arms and a necklace of human skulls, and represents the dark aspects of the goddess trinity of Virgin Mother Crone. Both ancient and modern devotees of Kali partake in marijuana in various forms as a part of their worship. You see that? You know what I'm saying? So it's sachet, Kali Ma. You know what I'm saying? Even, like, the words is crazy. Cannabis is like a dual. That's because it has a male and a female. You know what I'm saying? It has a male and a female. It's male and female. Just like the weed plant, it has male and female. There's indica and sativa. There's the CBD and the THC. It has dualistic. Just like when you say marijuana, you're saying ma. You're saying ma. Kali ma. Ma'at. Balance. The endocannabinoid system. Homeostasis. You see what I'm saying? So how can they desecrate the goddess and then tell you that it's cool? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can they desecrate the goddess and tell you that it's cool? Like, this is why, religion is the deification of a culture. Religion is the deification of a culture. And when you offer your culture, you offer your true religion. And that takes you off of your damn mind. Out of your mind. So this is why I quit using weed. Because we dealing with some people who have no respect for the goddess. Who have no respect for our culture. Who have no respect. None at all. They didn't stumble across this till 1969 with Rafael Machado. You see what I'm saying? So, do we want to give people who don't have our best interests access to our minds, our bodies, and our soul? Our central nervous system? Our endocannabinoid system? You know what I'm saying? Our endocrine system? Our skeletal system? How you think they can tell you when cold and flu season is? How you think they can tell you that? Oh yeah, y'all about to get sick. Come get this shot. How you think they can tell you? Like, how can they do that? It's because they know, man. Like, we at least 50 years behind on technology and understanding how our bodies work, how this world work, how this universe work. And the only way to go forward is to go back. Because our ancestors was way ahead of them, like way ahead of them. The people who brought us Shashet, the people who brought us Ma'at, the people who brought us Toph, the people who brought us all of these crazy things. They knew about the endocannabinoid system since 1550 BCE. Even before that, for real, because they wrote it down then. So they had to have an understanding of it before they wrote it down. So it's even older than that. And then that came across us with Hatshepsut, a female pharaoh. A female pharaoh. We find that in the Ebers Papyrus. Listen, I encourage everybody to look into the Ebers Papyrus, the Moscow Papyrus. And they got their names from the Europeans who went in and stole them and bought them. So don't you think the names associated with, no, the names associated with who stole them and bought them. And I love you because I love myself. Peace.